Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
I just want to say thank you so much. You've flown across the world for one day.
One day.
But we've had an amazing time.
It's been a tremendous day.
It's an honor to walk in your footsteps and to get to work with you.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Wagwan, Jeffrey. Wagwan, Roland. It's been a long time.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love Bel-Air, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now today, we're going to be talking about Bel-Air Season 3, Episode 6. This is the recap. Now I'm going to try my best to focus on all the key points in this episode. If I miss anything, you guys let me know down below. And man, your boy, the OG, triple OG, Jeffrey, he returned to the show. We knew this was going to happen eventually this season. And based off the last episode about that Roman character, we already knew what time it was. Your boy Jeffrey was Roman, and it was good to see, the new Jeffrey and him in the same scene together. And as I've been telling you guys for weeks, usually when they bring like the OG characters back, they always have like the connection or a scene with, their new character from the show. We saw it with Vib, we saw it with Ashley, and now Jeffrey, we have seen it with him. The question is, if we get a season 4, what OG character do you guys want to return to the show to have that conversation with their new character? You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people was talking about, will Will Smith ever come to the show? And I remember back in season 1, before they show Will's dad, a lot of the fans was believing that maybe Will Smith will be, Will's dad on the show. But no, it did not play out that way. Instead, we got your boy Marlon, who I believe, is doing a great job as Will's dad. But y'all know if we get that season 4, they're going to bring somebody else back. And if I can make an early prediction, I think it will be the OG Hillary. I think the OG Hillary could make a return for season 4, and she will have that connection and that conversation with the new Hillary. But as I said, you guys, y'all let me know who y'all think could possibly return from the OG show to the new show in season 4. But this was a very good episode. We got some family therapy with Will and his parents. The OG Jeffrey returned. We know Amira, she has some issues as well, and Carlton, he's in love with her. He's going to be there for her. Well, I got a question for you guys. What y'all think gonna happen once something happens to Amira? Because y'all know they was kind of giving us some hints in this episode, especially when Carlton was talking about how he goes crazy, if she's not around or whatever. Well, we gonna see, know what I'm saying? Because we know he's gonna have a very scary moment this season, and I would not be surprised if it's because of Amira or something else, but he will be going through it once again, and it's not gonna end well. Now, let's get into it. I'm going to try my best to focus on the key points. As I told you guys, if I miss anything, let me know down below. So what did we see in episode 6 titled Baggage? Now the episode starts out with Will and his moms, and she is happy to be back in LA. You already know she got to kick it with her son. It's the summer, and she's talking about how she's never missed a summer with her boy. And then we see Uncle Phil, we see Aunt Vib, we see all the protesters, right? Because we know Omar Campbell and Uncle Phil, they're doing business. And we know the people, they're not going for it. They ain't messing with old boy like that, right? So, of course, they're at their property. And we know Will and his moms, they're pulling up. And this is what she sees. Like, really? Like, what the hell is going on up in here, right? And Yolanda Porter, she sent these people there because she was pissed off when Uncle Phil basically helped out Omar Campbell a few episodes back. Now, we know Vib, she was talking about how, do you want to get Jeffrey to handle this? So, she ain't playing around. She's trying to get this solved right now. Now, we know Jeffrey, he got his own issues, his damn self. We know he was having a conversation with Penelope, talking about what they need to do as far as these threats. And they end up mentioning Roman. And Jeffrey is like, man, do you think we can trust him? Well, right now, I guess you don't really got a choice. You got to do what you got to do in order to protect your family at all costs. Now, we get to Vi and Aunt Vib, and they're promoting Black Cess. They got the merch on, having a good old time. Your boy Will, he on, Instagram promoting the brand. And he's like, look, we're not new to this. We're true to this. I mean, he's promoting and get all this energy for Black Success, and we can tell that Vi is not really feeling it. Like, I don't know about this, you know what I'm saying? My son, he's supposed to be playing basketball. That's where his energy is supposed to be at. So she's not all the way convinced that this whole Black Success thing is good for her son. And it's almost like she has like similar feelings to Lou when it comes to basketball for her son. She feels like that's what he's good at and he should not be giving up on that. And she expresses her feelings about this later on in the episode. Now, we get to Erica. She has finally returned. She got that letter from Uncle Phil as far as, cutting ties, as far as the business. And she tells him like, look, are you really sure you want to do this? Let's continue the business thing. But he's like, nah, I am good. Well, she tells him, well, if you're good, that means all the clients that you got from me, they automatically come right back to me and not you, right? So he does not get to finish doing business as far as the clients that he's working with alongside, Erica and her company. And he's like, really? So you own that? Hey, it's business, right? So apparently he's going to put all his eggs in a basket and focus on Omar Campbell. He tells her, I sent that letter. It is what it is, so be it. So he better hope and pray that this whole thing with Omar Campbell goes as planned. Erica did warn him about what he is doing and that it's a lot of mess going on with Omar Campbell, but it is what it is. She does wish him luck. So we're going to see if this game plan for Uncle Phil is actually going to play out the right way. Now, we get to Amir and Carlton and of course Spencer. And we know earlier on, Carlton did tell Amir about what Spencer said as far as focusing on himself and not worrying about her issues and her problems. She was pissed off. She saved that energy for Spencer and told him she ain't having it. And basically she can go to another group. She ain't got to deal with him at all. Now, she was acting like Spencer didn't really know her like that. Spencer told her, well, I do. I do know you, right? So at the end of the day, she was very upset. She was mad at Carlton. Carlton was upset. He's like, man, why did you disrespect Spencer like that? And we know Amira, she was upset. She's like, look, no one really looks out for me. That's all I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying? Made Carlton feel kind of bad. They did talk about his parents. She's like, look, did you ever talk to your parents once again about, me coming over and all this stuff? Carlton told her, don't worry about that. His parents want her to come over for dinner, which was a flat out lie. They ain't said nothing about this girl coming over. Carlton just made it up to make her feel better, which at the end of the day, this all could backfire on him in the long run. Now, we get to Eli and Ashley, and they're talking about his life, the things that he's went through growing up. And all of a sudden, Aunt Vib, she walks in. She has a conversation with Ashley alone, talking about, boys are not supposed to be in your room, and basically just keep your door open. She ain't trusting Eli like that, even though Ashley is saying that it's not that serious or whatever. Aunt Vib, she's old school. She ain't going for it, and hell, I don't blame her. And then we get to Will and his moms, and he's talking about his pops. Basically, he wants to just have like a therapy session with all of them sitting down, talking about what really went wrong back in the day and just getting, things out in order to make things better. But Vi, she's like, hell nah. She ain't trying to sit down and have no conversations with Lou at all. She's very upset. And you can tell that Will, he really wants to make this work. And after she had a conversation with Vib, she kind of, thought about it a little bit more, because Vib was pretty much telling her like, look, you got to allow Will to express himself, and you really don't be getting this out of, young black males anyway. So for him to talk to you about this and try to fix things, you got to let him do it. And, might as well just work with him. And I agree. So we know they will be having a group family session later on in this episode. Now, we get to Hillary and Ashley. Ashley is going over one of her songs, and the lyrics, they are basically about Hillary, right? And Hillary wasn't really feeling it, but hey, it is what it is. I told you guys, these songs, these lyrics by Ashley, it's going to make some people upset. Now, they end up talking about LaMarcus, of course, and we know that Hillary told Ashley, like, look, she was going to tell him the truth before the whole accident, but as of right now, she's not doing it. We know he is recovering, and we're going to see if she does tell him by the end, of the season, or at least before that wedding. Now, she does tell Ashley that she wants her to be, her maid of honor, so Ashley was very happy about that. But what y'all think? Do y'all believe Hillary will tell LaMarcus when it's all said and done, or will Ashley be the one that's going to do it? Now, we get to Jazz and Uncle Phil. And Jazz, he was happy as hell when Phil walked up in there. He probably was thinking that Phil was trying to help him out as far as the whole, business and everything. But no, Phil, he was trying to help himself out as far as his business with Omar Campbell, telling him like, look, he wants to buy the shop because he wants, basically more land, and that Jazz, his time has ran out, right? He is saying, look, it's going to be an auction for the land eventually, so you might as well just sell it now and get, some profit before it's too late. Now, Jazz was pissed off, like, really? So you came up in here trying to get me to sell my shop? Is this really about Omar Campbell, or is this about you? So Jazz has, some things to think about as far as the whole business. We know by the end of the episode, he does not sell the shop. He surprises Uncle Phil, basically telling him that he is not done hustling yet. We know in this episode, Jazz was kicking it with Yolanda Porter, who does not like Omar Campbell at this particular time. And we know she got some issues with Uncle Phil because she knows he is helping out with Omar Campbell. But she had to remind Jazz that he used to hustle back in high school and he never gave up. So he can get to it. It is still time. He can change things, right? Now, every time I see Yolanda Porter, I always think of your girl Molly from Insecure. They definitely resemble each other. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Now, we finally get to the OG, triple OG, the real Jeffrey. But we know in this show, his name is Roman, and him and Jeffrey was cool back in the day. And we know based off the last episode that Roman, he was supposed to help out Jeffrey, at least his family, while Jeffrey left. But we know Roman got locked up. Now, Roman does apologize because he know he slipped up or whatever. He tells him like, look, you took out the boss, you know what I'm saying? And now that gang, they been struggling. And now it's time to pay your debt. And in order for him to do this, all they want is this. They want Jeffrey to return to the gang, y'all. They want him to put in some work. That's good enough for them. If he does that, he is good. His family is good, right? But Jeffrey, he ain't really feeling that. He's like, man, I don't know about that, right? You know what I'm saying? That's my family. That's my son. You know what I'm saying? It's mom's. I don't know about that. So he has a lot to think about. We know Jeffrey was told by Roman, if he does not do this, that means his son is going to have to pay for his sins, right? Sins of the father. So that's the last thing that Jeffrey wanted to hear, that if he does not do what they want him to do, his son is pretty much screwed. They already know where they're at because they've been, tracing and tracking these guys. So it's easy work for them. But we know Jeffrey, he had one more trick up his sleeve, and he presented that to Roman by the end of the episode. Now, we get to Lou, Will, and Vi, and finally, they're having group therapy, and they needed this, y'all. Now, we know Vi, she did not want anything to do with Lou at all. It did not start off the best, but eventually, once they start talking, once we got the backstory of what really happened, it kind of, made things a little bit more clearer. And we know Lou, he didn't really seem as bad as they was trying to make him seem back in season 1. They were trying to make it seem like everything was his fault. He just robbed this dude. He was out there in these streets. He's a bad dad. He's a bad person. But in reality, he was putting in that work. He was trying to take care of his family. They talked about not having heat for like 5 days. And, Vi, she wasn't having it. So we know Lou, he went to a guy that he did work for. I guess he moved some things for this guy, but the dude did not pay him yet. So Vi told him to go get that money, right? She said, go get your money, right? Now, she never told him you need to rob this guy, but we know how things turned out. It is what it is. Now, Vi did feel bad about how everything turned out. We know she did not want Lou to get locked up. We know he served his time. And after that, it really did seem like things could not be fixed. But I'm glad that Will sat down and wanted to have this group therapy session because they needed this. Now, Vi and Lou can finally have that closure instead of having all this beef with each other, right? And Will, with him knowing the truth, it helped him realize that everything was not on his pops, and he felt a different type of way because he was feeling like his pops just left or whatever and didn't really care for him, but it was not the way he thought. Now, I'm glad that they did this in the reimagined show because I want to see Will with his pops. I want to see that father and son relationship, something that you don't really see in a lot of TV shows, especially a positive one. Now, we get to Amira and Carlton, and we know Amira, she came late or whatever, and she was out of it, y'all. She was very emotional. Apparently, it is the anniversary of her sister's death, and they was real close with each other, and she just needed, some support. She was breaking down. Luckily, Carlton was there for her. Aunt Vib, she was there. She gave her a hug, telling her it's going to be all right. Amira, she just needs, a lot of help. She has a lot of different issues going on, things that we don't know about. As I told you guys, as these episodes continue to air out, we're going to learn more about Amira and other things that she's probably going through, right? Now, we know her and Carlton pretty much said that they love each other, and Carlton wants to be there for her. She wants to be there for him, but Carlton has to prepare himself for all of her issues because it's going to be real tough. And if something bad happens to her, Carlton is going to flip out. They pretty much gave us a foreshadow in this episode with Carlton talking about basically he'll go crazy if something happened to her or whatever. So y'all know what time it is. It's just a matter of time before Carlton does flip out, which means it's a possibility that Amira, is going to face a very tragic moment. But we going to see. You know what I'm saying? I wish her nothing but the best. I hope nothing bad happens. But y'all know in these TV shows, they love to give us these foreshadowings and, clues. And, as of right now, I'm just feeling like something bad is coming. Now, Will and his mom, they ended out the episode on a very good note. I mean, it was good that they had that therapy session, and she was talking about, she would have another one, but maybe every 2 years. But at the end of the day, I'm just glad that everything turned out well for them. Now, we know Jeffrey, he ended up having all this cash in that punching bag. He takes all this cash to Roman, letting him know, like, look, since the gang is struggling and since I owe them, this is my payment. How about they take this, and that way I don't have to do any work for them. This can be, their payment that they so badly need. And we know Roman told him, I don't know if they're going to take this, right? And we know Jeffrey tells him, like, well, convince them to take it. So they end up shaking hands, and we know Jeffrey tells him goodbye, Jeffrey, and Jeffrey tells Roman goodbye, Roman. Man, the OG is up out of here, y'all. It was good to see him in this episode. Now, at the end of the episode, we know Lou and Will, they went to the basketball court. They was playing ball, having a good time. And we know Lou, he told his son, like, look, I'm proud of you, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that these two, are kicking it. Hopefully everything stays positive. But we know it's always some negativity, in the air. But at least he got his pops by his side. And, things are definitely looking on the up and up for them in this relationship. But overall, this was a very good episode. I cannot wait to see what's next. I believe next week, I think they're going to give us 2 episodes, y'all. And then after that, I think we're going to get 2 more, and that will be the end of the show. So we got 4 more episodes left. I really wish they would do like an episode at a time, per week. I mean, I can understand the first week by giving us 3 episodes, but the show, it's about to be over already. Season 3 is about to be over in like 2 weeks, y'all. Damn. That's entirely too quick. You know what I'm saying? I still want to talk about the show each and every week for at least a month or so. But damn, we about to be done that quick. But hey, we know Power Book 2 Ghost Season 4 Part 2 will be returning. I got more videos coming on the way for that. I'm also going to drop a what to expect for episode 7 and 8 for Bel-Air Season 3. So I want you guys to stay tuned for that as well. But I want to thank you guys once again for all the love, all the support. And I will catch y'all on the next one. But let me get up on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.